Hi, I'm Joel.
And what do you do here?
I look after Tom's guitars.
This is the stage in the Electric Cinema, which is in Screen 1. This is the biggest stage, but it's where we set up and play with bands normally, because it's bigger than Screen 2. This is most of my guitar collection, of which there are lots of different types.
As you can see, there's quite a number of guitars. Some old, some fairly modern. We've got some Fender Strats over there.
This is a Gretsch. This was the kind of guitar that was used by Duane Eddy.
A resonator guitar.
A twin neck.
This Epiphone Casino here.
Gibson SJ200, which is the kind of guitar used by Elvis.
Gibson Les Paul Custom there.
We've got a 50th anniversary Strat.
Flying V.
A 1984 Strat.
Another Les Paul.
And we've got a Telecaster behind it.
Why have so many?
The records that you listen to and the guitar sounds on those records vary hugely. It's a very versatile instrument.
They all sound different. They're all suited for different styles of music, and they all play differently as well. Some are obviously out and out rock guitars, others are a bit more versatile.
I do quite a lot of 50s stuff in the Electric Cinema Film Orchestra set.
I think it's probably the best style of music to show off with.
Can Tom be a show-off?
Of course not. Tom's never a show-off. Very modest.
If I was going to a rehearsal and I could only take one guitar, this is the one I would take because it's the most versatile. It has a kind of sound, so we might do something like... So we might use that kind of sound on it. But at the same time, this is a guitar that also I use for doing the solo for Comfortably Numb. So I'll put it on a different pickup, and I'll change the settings on the pedals, which changes the settings on the amp, and you get this. I've got 4 Strats in total. They're all different. All the tremolos feel different on them. They feel different to play, and they have slightly different sound. And you know, this Strat, for example, is a kind of classic sort of Hendrix Strat, and it looks nice, but actually it's made in Mexico, and it doesn't sound very well. It's really badly made. It's got big gaps down behind the neck. To be honest with you, if there was a fire, I'd leave it. So this guitar here is the oldest guitar that I own. This was an original Fender made in the original Fender Fullerton factory. As you see, it's designed to play on the lap. So the first electric guitars were actually designed as lap steel guitars, not Spanish guitars, which are what these are. So these were the first ones, and they were played in Hawaii. But of course, over the years, people started using them for blues, and so you give it like a bit more of an aggressive sound. Like that kind of thing. The 2 guitars here, which I'm not even going to play because I'll be out of tune, it takes about 4 years to tune up. But one of them is a 12-string and the other one is a 6-string. And it was famously used on stage by Jimmy Page to do Stairway to Heaven, and of course he did the guitar solo on the 6-string bit, and he did all the nice jangly bit on the 12-string. And it is a laugh to use live because it always gets a kind of reaction. Mostly they think you're a tosser reaction. The amp setup, we've got the Road King 2, and the reason I use it is because it's really versatile. And it's basically got lots and lots of valves in the back, and it allows you to switch between all the different valves at the press of a button. So because we're in the Electric Cinema Film Orchestra, I have to use a lot of different sounds, because one moment I might have to do something very soft, and the next moment I might have to do a big guitar solo. So on the amp, we have the 4 different ones. So I've got a basic clean sound, which I can just use. and then a sound with a bit more edge. Now, if you plug that into a guitar that's a bit louder like that one, it would distort slightly. And then we have this sound, and this is a slightly British sound. And what it actually does is it switches the speaker cabinets in there from open to closed back. It creates more of a compressed sound. That's what's described as a kind of British distortion. And then there's a full American distortion, which is this one here. And then we use this effects box here, which allows me to do all the different things. So I can have it set up, can have it with no effects on it at all, and then I can switch it in, and I could say, right, give me loads of delay, which you might use on the Comfortably Numb solo. And then we also might use something. This is a tremolo, and it also, we've built a box which has got loads of switches in it and some other gadgets in it. It's a treble booster and some other stuff. And this unit allows us to switch them all in. So it can, basically, with a few switches and a few touches of my feet, I can completely change this guitar sound.
It is quite complicated, and there's a lot of expensive stuff that could potentially get damaged if you connect it up the wrong way, but it makes it more interesting.
It used to be just, you know, a couple of guitars and an amp. And then in the film orchestra, we kept adding more and more songs in. The next minute, I've got to sound like Huey Lewis of the News. Now I've got to sound like Ry Cooder, so it constantly got more and more complicated.
What's the pressure like when doing a live concert?
People tend to sort of want things done there and then, and if you can't do it, they tend to, you know, it can make them potentially look a bit ridiculous on stage, so you do have that sort of hanging over you. But I think the buzz as well that gives you is definitely worthwhile. You know, it makes all the stress and all the headaches of getting all the gear set up, like solving the problems and everything. The buzz definitely makes it all worthwhile. So.